Okay, remember they're changing my voice. Obviously, I'm not racist, and I'd like to explore the argument of the suit-wearing provider, okay, who provides in a blood money system. Okay, 8 million people start, or excuse me, 9 million people starve to death every year. 800,000 people commit suicide every year. 800,000 or so. And there's all kinds of other horrible things that happen, right? All these little girls molested. 1 in 4 little girls is sexually molested or raped by the age of 18, and so on and so forth. So when you're bragging that you're providing in that system, it's like worse than bragging you're providing in Nazi Germany. In Nazi Germany, were the stats available, and was there this great awareness of all the people suffering in the world? Was there so many people suffering in the world? The population of America, in like 1920, for example, was like only 106 million. It's over 3 times that today. In 1940s, late 1930s, 1940s, I'm imagining, just going off of a guesstimate, probably 130 million people in America, something like this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 140. Okay, it's less than half what it is today. They didn't have internets and things like that available for the public, at least. And there's an overwhelming amount of evidence that it is a blood money system. Their own women are calling their culture rape culture. Historically, tons and tons of women were calling it that. When it came to a viable counterargument, the best they could do was argue individual cases where women may have accused men falsely. That doesn't mean there's not a rape culture. Okay, 1 in 4 little girls being raped before the age of 18, even if no adults were being raped, or are, or will be, that's still a rape culture. So your argument is that in this extremely unfair system, where both the right and the left agree that the rich should pay more taxes, okay, where you owe me countless money for all the persecution with 22 witnesses on record, where I contact multiple law enforcement agencies and they won't do a fair investigation. Your argument is that because I live with my parents, okay, having worth over $60,000, mind you, that somehow, I'm not being able to, I'm not a true warrior. Jesus, did he have in your depiction in Judeo-Christian culture, did he have a gold chain around his neck, perhaps a platinum one? Perhaps he insisted on getting money the whole time in the Bible. Or in Matthew 6, did he say store riches in heaven and not on earth? Your argument is some bitch-ass emo, Prince John, Prince Humperdinck, King Richard in real life, not in popular culture, kind of spoiled brat, kind of sissy white privilege, white denial, white fragility, okay, white guilt, bitch shit. You're not guilty enough to change your ways, but you're guilty enough to be fucking crazy and say some bitch shit for a bunch of spoiled rich kids. And let's not forget, that there's little girls and little boys being molested. The people who make money are so bitch that they have sex with little kids because they're not men. You can cry, the mystery is all you want, cults all you want. It's pathetic. And then they're in churches doing it, and people keep going to those churches. Why do you keep going to these churches where they're molesting kids if you people are so smart, you're so insightful, so discerning? If you're right about what it means to be a warrior, why have you yoked yourself to pedophiles? Why can't you tell the difference between the average person from your culture and your grouping and the pedophiles in your cultures and your groupings? Because your spirit is the same. Because your way is the same. Your mentality is the same. Government mentality. It should be a crime for people to look up to people like you and the people they look up to. You people are less manly than Nicki Minaj and Lady Gaga. You people are less manly than Ariana Grande. At least she can say she's a female, and that's why she didn't fucking act, didn't step up, and stand on her own 10 toes. But you people are like, I'm scared of government. I'm scared to die. Oh, I'm trying to survive like a bitch. Like a fucking bitch. And you all know damn well have a long history of doing things that may well have gotten me killed that are morally precise. They're not stupid because they're morally precise. That's wisdom. That's bravery. That's the moral of the Bible that you have no viable counterargument for. So when all is said and done, my parents might say, this is my house once in a while, but this is my planet. Not my parents, not yours, not the governing classes. This is my planet. Now, how do we know that? Well, first of all, who gives a shit what your answer is? Are you the son of 2 doctors and the top martial artist? No, I am. The one opinion that matters. Alpha 1, the one opinion that matters. Now that we've got that covered for you simple-minded fucks, okay, how do we know it? It's called logic. In life, all we have is logical conclusions. If there's a cliff, and it looks like a cliff, there's a sign that says there's a cliff, do I keep driving off that fucking cliff and assume that I don't know that for sure, that I might be seeing a mirage? No. For the same reason we know it's my fucking planet. Because I have the characteristics of God. What is the difference between a flea and you? Almost nothing. A difference between a flea and me? Infinite. Because righteousness is infinitely great. And I'm the only one that has it. And obviously I've won, what could they say? It's, well, I'm white and I don't like it. Well, this is America. It's stupid. You may as well be a Jew in Nazi Germany. Saying this is and some Germans saying to you, well, this is Germany. You may as well be a German when the Russians came and raped all those people there and abused them and say, but this is Germany. They're like, look, we don't give a shit. God handed you over to us, you fucking bitch. You may as well be that. So again, put simply, it isn't that the Germans lost the insignificant flesh-based war or that the Jews were put into camps that gave away that God was not with them. Okay, that by itself did not give it away. It's that they had no higher cause when that occurred. They were not in the Royal African Falcon Martial Art Order. I can't stress this to you enough. God is, in their own Bible and Torah and Quran, is a God that proves things. Okay? When David struck down Goliath, he said, this very day I will strike you down and the whole world will know there's a God in Israel. Why? Because God will show himself in the sky? No, because logic would tell you. That's why Jesus said, why don't you judge for yourselves what is right? Okay? So God is a God that proves things. So when Israel argues, hey, we're chosen because of the Bible, or Saudi Arabia says we're Arabs, and all these Muslim prophets were Arabs or whatever, does that mean that they're right? No. It's in the valid, keyword valid comparison, not psychological construct, not white history, not Arab history, not Asian history, not any history by itself, not black history by itself, but the reality of the situation. Reality, not whatever assholes in charge saying make it seem like the ancient Egyptians were white. Okay, the reality. In reality, there was no nation like Biafra. But at the same time, the Biafrans, compared to me, the other people of Igbo descent, are mere human beings. Okay? All the other people that ever lived on this planet put together are mere human beings collectively compared to me. Okay? Last of all, the parable of the tenants. Last of all, he sent his true son. Jesus said in your Bible, why do you call me good? No one is good but God alone. He who sees the Son sees the Father. Now, I think the most logical interpretation here is that whoever lived during that time that that's based on was not the Son of God. He was somebody in a cult. Okay, there was nothing but cults there. There was no martial art order there. There was no valid martial artists in the whole Roman Empire. There was just people who did war arts in a profane manner. Just white boys and token minorities and a few a few pirates here and there, so to speak, in those pirate, in a kind of, typical pirate way kind of thing, kind of rough kind of people. They were organized Roman white guys and organized token minority guys who were, not blessed by God, not true martial artists. So in the story, if they were actually literally to call that person God, I said, why do you call me that? Why do you seem convinced, right? He's putting on a show. He's a cult person. There's only one pinnacle that no one can be compared to. Would you compare me to a caveman? Would you compare me to somebody, 200,000 years, 100,000 years, 50,000 years ago? I am the pinnacle. And because all you human beings have betrayed me, you've elevated me above you more. So again, my core argument in regards to the contrast also includes that all victories are in principle. Morally precise principle, not Western American, craftsman principle or military police. These are mere left, right, left grunts. They're mere privileged military officers. These guys are not important in the slightest. Police not important. Politicians not important. These are mere people who conform to a pedophile, corrupt, neo-colonialist state. I mean, you can't be serious by pretending they're important. Your corporations aren't important. Your money is important. Whose face is on the dollar bill? Some racist white guy? And you think that's important? You put Hitler's face on it, would you still think it's important? You put Ron Jeremy's? I mean, who are these guys? George Washington? He's a dog at best. Thomas Jefferson? He's a fool. What don't you get? Andrew Jackson? Are you kidding? That racist dog? That's what you stand for? If you were to be gathered before God, you would cite those cowards as to why you're important and the continuity of their filthy spirits? My goodness. Were you born in barns? Were you born yesterday? What don't you get?